Jerax moving forward, Spartan behind the tower. He'll actually disrupt himself, but S4 and Jerax, they're wrapping around. S4 really wants to find some sort of a duel. This time he'll get it. The two of them catching out Spartan. Nice, plus 42 damage now in S4's bank. OG, again, they're just going from kill to kill by this, but they jump forward. They found the lockdown on Madara. They drop down the Eclipse Aghanim's ultimate from No-Tail. And there really is no escape from that spell, Ben.
Yeah, I think time trying to pick up a hero or two.
Advenom are a hero down. They know there's no chaotic offering, they know there's no Eclipse. They may go for a bit of a play here. Roshan falling low. Hook has the Dream Coil, the hook shot as well. Lots of forms of initiating. And OG playing fairly timid, in fact. They don't want to finish it off. They know that Advenom have the favorable fight around here with the status of the ultimates in mind.
It's so low. It's at like 25%. I can't leave it.
They really can't. As soon as that Drow's back online, Madara and the boys will head immediately over to the pit. MNT is going to find No-Tail. No vision, of course, on these two cores at the moment, so MNT will be fine, just scouting out the side. Know that OG, they're out and away from the pit. Deso now picked up by MNT as well, so Advenom can make incredibly short work of this. Madara Hurricane into the pit. Hook jumps towards where Jerax is there. He's trying to look for Madara. He kind of jukes him out there on the vision edge of the pit. They've got the wall down. He shadow plays Madara, gets himself away. The Thanos is good. Not enough to finish him off. S4 does find the Blink Jewel onto the SD. Jerax finishes off Madara. So OG get the 2 kills that are crucial. They'll go back in. Grandfinal still want to try and do anything about this. They do have Dream Coil. Hookshot, of course, are off on cooldown. Doug, will he make an attempt for a big old play? He's going to jump. He goes for the size, but immediately Jerax is there with the reactions, the silence of the beatdown. OG, take the kill, take the Aegis. And Jerax, he was ready for that puck play.
Yeah, and they were ready for even that 4-step in by the Drow Ranger. They had an observer ward on the high ground that I don't think Advenom expected them to have, and that was a very high-risk place, 4-stepping into there. Like, maybe if you were smoked, it would have been much safer, but OG knew he was inside the pit. They had covered the ground with sentries, and just once you take down a Drow Ranger, most of their damage is gone.
And we're really starting to see OG come into their own now. No-Tail leading by a fair margin on the overall net worth in comparison to Madara. And of course, at the start, as we talked about, Anna did struggle a little bit in the early game, but has pretty much picked up all that he fell behind, and now very much leading in comparison to the farm on Thug's puck. As the recent fights have just favored OG each and every time. The shot calling just seeming to be a little bit better here in this game 1, as they lead 19-9, 31 minutes in, and have a favorable advantage in terms of money.
They're getting much more use out of their gold too. Like Luna doesn't have to go for a BKB, neither does the OD, and they can both get covered by the Legion Commander. Legion Commander can stop the silence from the Pug. They can just turn around and man up with the press the attack, and Advenom, they're forced to go defensively versus this massive Eclipse Bomb. No-Tail's level 18 right now.
Nice fought. Being very close to being found out there by Advenom.
They need to be able to pick off the Luna, or at least get a disruption on her. I think that's also one huge benefit of the Ags build this game. If you disrupt a Luna, it's not like she has Manta Style, she doesn't have Butterfly. She's not going to be destroying your own team with the Glaives.
It's all about the ultimate for No-Tail, as we've seen, but soon that situation will change with the amount of bank that he has. We'll be able to transition into that more standard kind of build on the Luna, if he wishes to do so. OG coming across towards the mid, they'll force Advenom away, and Advenom indeed respecting the fact that Chaotic Offering, Eclipse is back online, and these are 2 ultimates that they do not want to tackle head on, especially with No-Tail having that Aegis in his hands.
Yeah, I wonder what No-Tail's going to go for next, actually. If they want to push high ground, yeah, they do need more right click from him, but he's kind of been itemizing against the Shadow Demon Disruption, so he might continue to do so. Like, I don't think the Linken's is the worst choice in the world here. It will continuously prevent the disruption, and they don't actually have that many single target spells to pop it. Or you can just go Manta and or Butterfly, which is the most common. No-Tail. Looking at maybe next time hasn't been able to have too much of an impact just because the supports haven't been alone. They've always been with someone, and the Earth Spirit like tries to buy enough time for his teammates if he goes onto him. The Warlock just drops a rock, and you can't get solo picks as the Weaver this game. And the one time he did try to split push, he got astraled into a duel, which without a Linken's, you're going to be dead against.
OG now with their power, they're not looking for split push, they're looking for full-on 5-man push on this side. Thug got to cut the creep wave, and at the same time does have Matter and Spartan forcing down the top. They'll need to do something about this potentially very soon. OG making this push happen with the Aegis in N0tail's hands, take down the tier 2, and it looks like they may move on for more and try and force Adfin back.
So Puckett's gone for a Linken's, probably doesn't want to get dueled. And base racing versus Luna, usually a terrible idea, but because she doesn't have that much right-click damage, it might not be the worst thing for them. They just have to be able to BKB and TP out, which isn't a possibility versus the Warlock or the Legion Commander. And now OD has shown up in the lane. Two heroes are hiding in the trees, and he's looking for them. S4 blinks aggressively.
In fact, he might catch Spartan before the TP is successful. Indeed, he's going to find him, but oh, he can't quite cast it out again. He goes for the W before the straight-up duel. So missing the opportunity to hold back the Shadow Demon.
And that Phenom looks like they're grouping up for a smoke. The call has been made, especially with the DD on Thug. They are grouped up close to their secret shop. I think it's maybe a good time for them just because a couple of the members TP'd all the way to the left side of the map, but they have to group up around Spartan, maybe wanting to set up some observer wards to make sure that they aren't caught out yet. But now it's too late. OG have already regrouped as 5 as they huddle down the mid, and Luna has gotten a refresher.
Axe Refresher is the build for N0tail this game. He is going all in on it.
Yeah, that's really nasty, and ST does not counter this hero at all with this build.
Matter, he finds Jarex, but immediately with the Ghost, they're actually going to drop the Dream Coil down here on this Earth Spirit.
Time to bounce.
Yeah, you're not finding anything there. Sad Phenom indeed will just reset back up. He just has now fallen out.
They need to push out the lanes and or use a precision aura to prevent this push. Like, Luna is incredibly strong. I'm pretty sure she could probably team wipe all 5 of them. And imagine that with Fatal Bonds. That's going to be disgusting.
Oh my goodness, and oh, here we go, Anna. He's just picked up the Hex and using it there to help out S4. Yet another successful dual win. 20-9, it's looking incredibly good for OG, and as you said, I mean, they could go high ground, just drop down 2 ults around the racks, and there's not a lot that Adfin can do to try and fight underneath it in terms of defending their buildings.
Thug might get hexed up here. They do need to use the Force Staff to pop the Linken's.
They roll forward, Jackson with the initial control, he's got the silence, he's got the stun, dropping everything down, they'll shove him back, in come the balls of fury from Anna.
Too many pickoffs on the sideline. Adfin trying to stall this game out, but they're just giving up way too many kills in the process. N0tail out alone. This could be a big eclipse from them. If they try and engage, they're trying to wrap around from behind.
This is a risky fight for Adfin to take S4, pops the BKB, looks towards Spartan, immediately locking down the Shadow Demon, winning another duel. Now he'll turn towards Madara, chasing down the Drow Ranger who's trying to turn, trying to fight. He will go for the BKB TP out and will indeed get himself away successfully. But again, Adfin to lose 2 and unable to fight into the power that is OG at this stage of the game.
Yeah, OG have the perfect mix of team fight and anti-split push to keep this train rolling. And N0tail, I think this is his peak with Ags and Refresher, or they might as well use it while it's going to be at its strongest. Skylark doing his best to stop it with the power cogs, and maybe next time in the middle lane with a creep skip on the Weaver, but this train is coming.
Here's the push in. Adfin in 5 seconds, and they will have everyone back up. Quick fortification will force them away, and as you can see, MNT did skip the creep wave in that middle lane. Making it just that bit harder for OG to find the opening to go up to the high ground, and indeed, as we can see across the map, that's something that Adfin have been able to do, just make sure that no creep wave is close enough to bring down that backdoor protection.
Problem is OG is not under any timer. They still have a lot of room to grow on the OD who was initially poor, and Luna still has 1, maybe 2 more item slots where she can just get bigger and bigger. And Legion Commander has been able to get a fair amount of pickoffs on the supports, but comparing N0tail and Madara.
Just the hero damage as expected, just being doubled here by N0tail. With this item build, it's something that Adfin will have surely have not expected coming into this matchup.
S4, Invis up, will he be able to get the jump on Madara.
He's sort of alone at the moment. Spartan and MNT around towards the south of him. They will scan him out, so they know that he's there. Does also have Jerax close by, and in fact, Jerax running forward. Spartan maybe looks to try and do something here. In fact, he's just got to disrupt himself and hope for the best as S4 winning again. I mean, 110 stolen damage at 38 minutes. Very impressive indeed here from this Legion commander.
Yep, and that has to be the call to push out the underlanes as quickly as possible. Those two heroes are the two best ones to pick out the side lane pushers, but you have to stop this 5-man fight from happening.
It's looking very, very scary for Venom. OG rising up to this grand finals and already in game one showing us just the power that this team has behind them. An incredible opening performance. I mean, no tellers because he's just 507, 330 CS, 20,000 net worth. It's been an impeccable performance from him, and he has that confidence. He can just go up to this tier 3, feeling very, very safe, getting the damage out, and knowing that at this point it's so hard for Advenom to do anything about it.
They will choose to defend. They do have the HOD creep inside of Roshan, but it is almost a maximum respawn. Madara looking for a gank, but with these Hurricane Pikes on the Radiant side is very, very hard.
Yeah, he's surrounded and yeah, no messing. TP's away. Can't be caught out in this area of the map at this stage of the game. They need that man alive. Jerax, the gem now as well, so more map control will be going the way of OG. But what is the best bet for Advenom now at this stage? Is it a case of waiting for OG to come for this sort of a push, or is it all about the split now for them, so that they just have to avoid OG's team fight?
You have to avoid a team fight. I think the only hope of them winning a team fight is that if they burst down the Luna, but they have defensive Astral, they have press the attack, and they have the rock to cover her tracks. That is just way too many abilities to even hope that you can burst her down before the fight starts. Alternatively, you could burst down OD, but I don't think that's really a likely possibility either. Well, like, where's their burst coming from? There's no Dagon on the puck this game, which he's gone for in the past few.
And here comes the push. OG ready to go in full force. They'll get the silence. The Hex now drop down onto a second. They'll find not just the Spartan, Skylark as well. That's 2 out for Advenom. And OG will be able to make short work here of this mid set of racks. Though, dropping down the Veil, nothing more as of yet. No-Tail still has that double ultimate at his disposal. He doesn't even need to use it at this stage. It's just the threat of it that holds Advenom back and allows OG to get those racks absolutely smashed in the mid lane.
The way that Advenom have gotten this far is by keeping it a relatively stable sort of game for them, and I think No-Tail was really the player in this game that changed the state of play with his scepter. It just destroyed that first fight and was just a do not pass sign in any of these team fights.
They know that he's hiding here. They have that ward down. They know he came down the lane. They're hunting from a Jerax. He'll find him. Eclipse drop down into the tree line. No-Tail and Jerax making it happen. Shiva's Scar picked up by Anna as well.
S4, is he going to get a pickup over here?
Certainly thinking about it, but 2 of them nearby, knowing that there's potential backup from Spartan on the disrupt. He doesn't go for it. Now he's looking as he moves in. Jerax gets the silence onto the puck. I thought gets himself away here with a face shot. There'll be a buyback from Madara. As he realizes that his team desperately need him at this stage. Now looks to be trapped, but he should be able to get himself out, and indeed he does with the blink. But this is getting very close to being the final defense potentially from Advenom, as OG have just played this game absolutely perfectly. They had a bit of a rocky start at the beginning, but ever since No-Tail's itemization, the Jerax Earth Spirit play, the fact that S4 was able to find just pick-off after pick-off. Ooh, MNT will start down the courier. That was, I believe, the Manta Star recipe from Luna. So No-Tail isn't going to have that, but I don't think that's going to be the biggest of his worries. It's OG with the space to move into the pit. It will be scouted out. Advenom spam pinging it, but there's no way that they can get over, really. I mean, they've got Skylark in the neighborhood, but no one else is attending. I mean, he could try for something. And he is going to try for it, but he doesn't get it. Fly picks up the Aegis. Skylark loses his life.
Nice try. Valiant attempt.
I mean, you have to go for these plays, I guess, when you're kind of forced back at this stage of the game.
Guess how long ago Advenom's last kill was?
A couple of series. Oh, well, a series now. I mean, it's really slowed down for them. OG have just not allowed any cracks to show. And now they're moving in for that second set of racks. Buyback from Skylark. MNT will still be down for 35 seconds. Meanwhile, on the top lane, Matter has been caught out by S4, and he's down for 90 seconds. Jumping from Anna with the Hex onto them all. Sanity's eclipses out, and they just tap it out. It's all too much for Advenom here in game one. They've had some great wins recently over the last couple of days, but now this first match proving to be very, very easy for the side of OG. Advenom, they're going to have to try something different in the rest of this series.